Hi guys, Barnaby for Spurs. I've got Emma, who also presents on Spurs with me. We're outside St James's Park, and I've just witnessed something that I thought was impossible to witness again as a Spurs fan, but it's a throwback, isn't it? It's more than a throwback.
I embarrassingly this season on the channel said that I thought Spursy was dead. It was done. I was wrong. It's hard to have any. It's really hard to actually put it into words how I'm, and obviously everybody right here now is feeling. Disgrace doesn't really cover it. Embarrassment doesn't really cover it. To lose 5-1 to a team that are down to 10 men, that are already relegated, have nothing to play for, when all we had to do was draw. That was it. I didn't see any evidence on the pitch today of any heart, any desire, any sense. I feel like since the West Brom game, their heads have been gone, completely gone. And I don't know how Poch now rectifies that, because it's going to be a very, very difficult thing to get over.
Yeah, it is, and that's my biggest worry as well, is the kind of hangover leading into next season with Moussa Dembele out for 4 games. You know, there just was no one on the pitch there who could beat a man and make any space, and until, I'd say, 60-65 minutes, we didn't play any passes that broke the lines. We didn't put them under any threat at all.
We were, apart from the first 5 minutes where we looked quite lively, we were awful after that. They were all over us, and there was just no, all the fight and desire that we talked about against Chelsea was just gone. I don't know whether they used it all up in that match, and then after we lost to Southampton, that was it. But there was just nothing there. And even when we got it back to 2-1, I mean, we were roaring them on, we were screaming them on. Everybody in here was giving it everything, and I still didn't feel like it was going to happen for us. I mean, from what I understand, it's very hard to see in the top tier of St James's Park because you're very high up. But from what I'm hearing, apparently it wasn't a penalty, it was a dive. But to be honest, that's irrelevant by that point. To capitulate the way that we did, and I know that we switched to 3 at the back, which obviously is going to have an effect, and we had to go for it. But they're 10 men. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that.
Yeah, it was really horrible to see, just waves and waves of Newcastle players coming at us, and admittedly, obviously, you're down to 3-1, 4-1 by that point anyway, but it does feel embarrassing. It does. That's the only word. Just a shock and embarrassment, really.
It was an absolute embarrassment of a performance, and I can't, without ruining my ladylike reputation, I can't use any other words other than embarrassment and disgrace. And I really felt like, for the first time I think ever this season, I felt like the players let us down massively, and it's really hard, having supported them so much this season, having really backed them and believed in them and felt like they had the belief and they believed in what we were doing as well. This feels like it all was a fraud.
And that's the difficult thing, I think, for both of us, is that we, at the end of every defeat this season, or every performance where it hasn't gone quite our way, we're able to say, well, at least, it's been an amazing season. And the sad thing is, it feels hard to even say that at this point.
At this point, it really does. I was talking to somebody outside and saying the fact that the way that the last 4 games have gone, it feels like it's ruined this season. And I know it's easy to say that in the immediate aftermath, and in a few weeks maybe I'll probably reassess, and I'll remember the fact that we've got automatic Champions League qualification, and we're going to have an amazing season going on European trips. But at the moment, it feels like all the momentum that we built, all the passion, all the togetherness, all the belief is ruined by those last 4 games. To not get a point from the last 2, against a side who were already relegated and a side who we'd beaten comfortably earlier on in the season. I mean, let's face it, Stamford Bridge, we never knew how it was going to go. The way it all happened was hard. But I mean, West Brom, it all goes back to that West Brom result. To have been so confident, so in form, so motivated, and then to not be able to beat them at home. We talked, funnily enough, in Spurs this week about Eric Dyer's post-match comments after Southampton, where he said that the West Brom and the Chelsea results had mentally got to the players. Judging by what happened today, by that abomination on the pitch, that's an understatement. Their heads are completely gone, and I don't know how we get that back now. I really don't. I'm sure we will. I hope.
Yeah, I hope so too. And I think Emma's absolutely right. Give it a few weeks, maybe we'll feel again. But obviously, we're going to have to go through a whole lot of stuff before then. It's going to be very difficult. Guys, let us know what you thought of Emma's comments. Very honest comments in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel on YouTube and follow us on Twitter and Facebook if you can. And Emma, try and have a good journey home.